What's up, guys, and welcome to Drinks on Me, the show for the hospitality industry by the hospitality industry. And today's guest is Mack Souki from Magic Brothers Pizza. I couldn't thank you well enough for being here, man.
Thank you, really appreciate you.
No worries, no worries. So today we're going to be making you a garden party spritz.
Delicious.
Let's get it done, all right? So the first ingredient we're going to be adding to the cocktail is a bit of strawberries, all right? Don't mind my fingers, I've washed my hands,
right.
Don't worry about that. Put as many or as little as you like. Beautiful. I'm going to grab a little bit of basil, you can grab some yourself. Slapping it will release all the aromas. Do you do this on your pizza?
We put a basil, but we leave it in there. I think the heat will make it all the aromas fall out as well.
Of course. Well, that's why I've decided to put the basil in this. Normally I'd just do mint, but I decided basil kind of represents what pizza's all about. When I think of pizza, I think of a little basil on top. So I decided to put a bit of basil on there.
Love that.
Next ingredient we'll put in is... Let's go with the elderflower liqueur, alright? We're going to put it's actually a cordial, sorry. Elderflower cordial. 15 mils of that.
What is it?
It's just like elderflower is a flower that they've syruped, put with sugar syrup, and it's like, you can give it a smell if you like. Just pretty sweet. It's a little bit of sweetness.
Very sweet.
Take a little bit of that.
This one 15?
Yep, 15, my man.
So, I don't know if you guys know, but I used to work in a bar as well.
Where'd you work?
I worked at the Espy.
The Espy.
Up top in the Ghost. There's a secret bar if anyone didn't know, but just ask the concierge. Go up there. It's a great vibe.
No secret anymore.
No, not anymore.
The main ingredient, the main component of this drink is going to be 30 mils of the Hendrick's gin.
Delicious.
I like Hendrick's gin. There's a bit of cucumber in there. It's made with cucumbers. That's why we're going to be garnishing it with cucumber a bit later. But we'll start with 30 mils of Hendrick's.
Oh yeah.
30.
Beauty.
All right. Ice. I'll do your ice for you. Bit of that. And now the mixer that we're adding, I tried tonic, I tried Prosecco at one point. I experimented a little bit. I wanted to get the Italian Prosecco in here as well, but it didn't taste that great. So we're just going with Schweppes mineral water. If you want to crack one open, you're more than welcome to. Well, hey!
Cheers.
Cheers.
All the way up to the top?
Yeah, we'll fill up. Beautiful.
Oh, maybe I should work here.
You should, man. There's vacancies. There we go. Give it a stir. Yeah, give it a stir up.
Oh, it smells great, actually.
Yeah, it's just refreshing, man. I mean, coming into this weather, summer's coming.
Yeah, it was a great day today, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, up and down. It was crazy. Yeah. Last ingredients we're putting in is going to be a little bit of cucumber to pay homage to the Hendrick's gin made with that. A little bit of mint. Grab one of your sprigs. And again, you can slap it on your hand, you can slap it on the glass to release the aromas. Slap it on me, boom. Suck it in. A straw.
Right.
Boom, cheers. And that is your garden party spritz.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Just like a soft drink. But
That's
bougie.
really nice.
Thanks, man.
I did tell you I like a little bit of a summery cocktail, something that's light. Not crazy into the drinking.
I mean, going to the gym all the time, I thought, soda water as well. That's not too bad. Low calories.
Low calories as well, hey?
Guys, it's time for the conversation. Cheers for tuning in, and we'll get to it now, all right? Cheers. Alright guys, if you're just joining us on Spotify now, today's guest on the show is Mack Souki from Magic Brothers Pizza. Mack, I couldn't thank you enough for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Today we've made Mack a garden party spritz, I've called it. It's got Hendrick's gin, elderflower cordial, mint, cucumber, basil in fact. And yeah, we're just drinking on that whilst we're talking, so... Sweet. The first thing I just wanted to get into with you, Mack, is where did the love for pizza originate?
Well, firstly, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. To answer the question, where did love come? I think love for pizza has always been in my family. Dad, in 2001, bought his first pizza shop, and before that, has been in pizza for like 3 or 4 years. Bought a shop that's still running their Magic Pizza in Cheltenham, and I've just been there since I was 3 years old, man. We lived behind the pizza shop for about 10
No
years.
way.
So behind it, if Dad needed some cheese or cut, I'll be like, yeah, I'm coming down. And me and my 10-year-old just after high school.
Would he pay you for it?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. That's the family. That's the business. That's the family. And I guess we've always been there behind the shop, and then just growing up since till 18 even, just always working, helping Dad out. But it's a different kind of love, you know. It's a love for the family, and Dad teaching us all our, I guess, life skills within the shop as well.
It's not necessarily about what the product is. I mean, it is definitely your love for pizza as well, but you know, it's about the family and the community and how it brings people together and how it's managed to keep your family so strong together. And it's amazing that, you know,
I agree.
It kind of leads into engaging in family business can be, you know, a risk or a concern for many because they think that it could impact on their personal relationship with their family. Going into business with Hattie, going into business with Hattie, did you have that conversation prior to doing it about how that could impact your relationship? And if so, how did it go?
Family business is a really interesting one. I think I hear a lot of people saying, you guys got to be careful who you get into business with, especially with your family. I've never ever felt that. I think I'm very fortunate to be having such like a close family that you know, both my parents did all their battles like outside of us.
Yep.
We grew up inside the shop, and Dad just showed us an immense amount of love, like growing inside the pizza shop. With Hattie as well, I think we've always had that sort of brotherly love. Obviously, when you're younger, you bash the crap out of each other, as you do. Sorry, Hattie. Well, he should be saying sorry to me, actually, because he was a bigger guy. Yeah, he was a lot bigger than me, and he always kind of just sat with me. But yeah, I think
there's always the sitter. There's always one of the brothers that sits on the other. It's just a thing.
I think our conversation was always just around coming back to one thing, which is like love. It's the love for each other. It's the love that we have within our family, and love for our values as well. We are very similar in terms of what we value, the songs we listen to, the people that we like, the people that we hang out with, our goals. They are very similar.
It's
and
amazing.
For us to, I guess, stray away from that, it doesn't align with us. Like our values are to be with each other, to love, to give great freaking pizza around, and I guess we want to allow that to shine through our business. The love of pizza that Hattie has a really cool quote. It's actually on our pamphlet as well. Is love is always the answer, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It is. There's a scarcity of love right now. I think especially like in today's world, we seem so connected, but we're actually a lot more disconnected than ever. So coming back to this tied into hospitality, like that service-facing business where a customer comes in, we say hi, we talk with them, how was your weekend, what's going on, how's Johnny going, did he go well at soccer? Having that personal touch, and I'm sure you do it amazingly in this bar, that goes a long way, and people really love that, and that's what people are looking for now.
I don't think would ever understand each person. Like each person would take that, you know, love differently, and I don't think you can justify or, you know, measure how much that really means to someone. All I know is that it definitely helps in one way or another, and I think that the love that you show your guests and therefore your friends, it just relates, you know, not only on a business perspective, but it helps you grow as a person independently, and it's just good for all the people that are around. So when you had that conversation, did you talk about, you know, oh well, I'm going to be doing this, Hattie, I'm good at this, and you know, Hattie, what are you good at? How can we do that? Did you have that conversation about how you delegate the roles? And if so, how did you bring that conversation up, and how did you decide what you were going to do?
Communication is super important. It's one of our values that we actually hold inside the pizza shop, not only between me and Hattie, but with our staff as well. We just spoke about it. We spoke about it until there was an agreement. We even let's talk about money. You know, people think it's a bit of a touchy topic, but money, you just have to talk about it, and you have to express what you feel. The other person has to express how they feel about it as well, and then you need to meet in the middle. You need to meet on it's one side or the other, but you have to meet at one point. I think in terms of the delegation of our role, Me and Hadi actually work really well together, and this is why we're such
I
great business
I
partners.
see that on your Instagram.
He is, we'll say he's external, I'm internal. His background's in marketing, so he has he worked at a great firm for 3 years, got all this experience, and now he's just started his own marketing business. And he does all the pizza shop marketing. So he's all external, all the sales, gets customers in, gets customers to love our content, all like the organic posting that people love to see. And then I'm more on the internal. My background's in HR. Yeah, so it was a little stint, but still background in HR.
Yep.
And in like recruitment. So mine's about training. I'm creating SOPs. I am working with all the staff. I'm doing all the hiring. I'm doing all the processes and procedures.
Whilst you're talking, that is amazing. That is amazing, because another thing I wanted to touch on is, growing up in a family restaurant and not necessarily having a cut and stone way of being taught. Or, there wasn't a regime, because you could just you were having dinner or breakfast together and you'd be talking about how you could work better. But when you're in business, you need to understand that there's a procedure and there's a way that people like to be trained. And one of my questions was there an impact from your, do you think there's any pros and cons that from being taught by your parents, and has that impacted the way that you're teaching the others? That's great to know that you have that expertise already, I guess, and that experience in a well-regimented training procedure, or a procedure to run a business, because it's important. I think it's super important. And going back again, I just wanted to talk about the way that you are using social media. You mentioned that, Hadi is a marketing, guru, I suppose you could use. But I noticed that you're the one that's the face. You're the one that's mainly posting. I guess that's because you're internal and you're actually probably on premises more often.
Correct.
How is that transition from maybe not being on the camera so much to being on the camera? What's that like?
It's really interesting. Well, I think for socials, I actually don't like being on social media. But there's a difference between what needs to be done for the business and what I like. So currently right now, the social engagement is coming a lot from me. I'm doing most of the hours inside the shop. As Hadi, we've cut his hours down a bit. He's doing around 10 hours a week. So yeah, I am definitely more on the premises. Like you said, you kind of nailed it on the head. I do a lot of the hours, and I guess there's just more time for me to post that content. But Hadi does come in a lot, and he'll film me doing most of the speaking as well. But in terms of being on it, I love being on camera. That's why I'm here. But no,
it's because you look good, mate.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm training hard.
Yeah, good.
But I do enjoy being on the camera. I love being the face. I think personal brand is really important as well. There's a lot of companies out there which they just have a couple photos on their Instagram. They don't do any stories. They don't talk to any guests. And that's all great, but I feel like the only way that we know how to grow a business is by engaging, by posting great content, by talking with the community, getting out there into the community. We do a donation every Wednesday to an emergency relief foundation, CRM, Christchurch Resources, something like that.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's part of our values is to do your part.
Give back.
Give back to the community. Like we say, Dad's shop gave so much to our family growing up. So much. For 22 years, he helped get the food on the table. He helped ensure that we were going into school with clothes and food. And it just we want to give it back somehow. And from the start, we're 8 months in. And
very fresh.
We're very new, but we thought to ourselves, how can we give back? Because pizza has given so much to our family, and this is one of the way we can. And I kind of want to implore everyone who's listening as well to give back, to think of a way to do your part. That's kind of our slogan. However way you can, even a little bit goes so much.
That's
5
amazing.
large pizzas go so much to these people here, and they got biggest smiles as soon as I walk in. The pizza man's here, and it's just so beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And it's my favorite day, actually.
So I guess that's what pizza's doing. That's where also your love for pizza would come from, is seeing that, giving pizza, and just being around, you go to a party, and there's pizza.
Everyone's losing the shit over pizza.
Yeah, I know. Everyone loses their shit when there's pizza around, and it's just it's a conversation starter. You know, everyone's kind of everyone's sharing something. It's not often that people share, whereas you got a big, you got a big base or a big pizza that everyone's sharing, and, you know, you're all taking a slice. Correct. It's a great way to connect and create conversation. And that's something I'm big about in hospitality, is how not only like the relationship between, you know, the staff and the punter or the guest, but the relationship between the guests. And I think that's really cool. You know, the way a bar could be set out with longer tables so that it encourages people to sit together. That little stuff, you know. And I think that's a really important and pivotal part about the hospitality industry, is bringing the community together. Did your passion for how did your parents kind of influence you to continue this, or did it come from within you experiencing the pizza business? Did that spark it within you, or were your parents kind of like, oh, you should do this, you should do this?
It's really funny. I think it's neither. It was the opposite of Dad owning the shop. I wanted to make my changes inside the shop. Dad's very old school. Yeah. Dad wants to keep it his. And if I said, Dad, if I want to be here, because I love this place, I love it. Like, I love it with all my heart. And if I want to stay here, then things have to change. You know, you were saying before about like processes. There's not much processes when you go to like an old Lebanese school. Dad who's just running the shop for 20 years. He's known one thing for 20 years, and it's to make the things the same way.
I feel that.
So it was like the urge to get out, but to do my own thing. As much as I love him, he's taught me so much, but there's also so many lessons that we have taken from Dad's shop, Magic Pizza, into our shop. And it's like a phenomenal change, and it's just increased the, the velocity of how we're snowballing into this amazing pizza shop. Everyone's loving us. We're getting great reviews, and we just want to keep being better, man.
I think that your dad's at probably the other end of his career. You know, he's at the end. So
why would he want to change? Why does he?
Exactly.
It took me so long to realize that. It only took me until leaving the shop where I'm like, why am I so hard on him? Why do I care? Oh, no, not care, but why do I want to make such a big change when this guy, it's like his baby. It's like you having a child and someone tells you how to raise this child. It's like, I know how to raise this child. This is my child.
That's such a good analogy.
Why is someone who's 21 years old coming and telling me how to run my business? So it just
what were a couple things that, you know, you could list off that were things that you wanted to change or implement into the business that might be harder for the generation before us?
Of course, really simple is less is more. Less is more, because you can have 30 pizzas on your menu, but you know 90% of pizzas are a margarita, Hawaiian at a lot, and a barbecue chicken. That's like that's simple. And like our menu is like kind of designed to, we've got like your classic pizzas that we normally have, and then we've got 6 of gourmet pizzas. So we have 16 pizzas.
Wow.
In like a traditional old school pizza, not old school, like a traditional pizza shop where it's takeaway, but we have 16 pizzas only. So you come in, you get what you like.
How many do you normally have? How many would you say that your dad has?
Maybe like 30.
30, holy shit.
But like that's standard. You go in and but even like if you go to a restaurant and you see a menu and it's just like too overwhelming sometimes. So I think for us, like less is more. We've only got 2 sizes, so you choose a medium. If you're having for yourself, you get a medium. If you're having more than yourself, then
I've heard your large is fucking massive.
It's a big large.
That's crazy.
So that's why, and the reason why is because it brings people together. You don't buy a large by yourself. If you want to come to our shop, you bring a friend, you bring a family member, you bring someone that you love to share the pizza with.
You got to share that. You got to share that, like that message more. I think, because I understand that your pizzas are bigger. But I think that's where it's from. I think the people would really love to hear that, and I would love to hear that too.
Love that.
So there's so many styles of pizza at the moment. You got thin base, thick base, especially all this
American style.
The American style's coming in hard at the moment. You know, it has been for the last 10 years, but it's really like making a name for itself in Melbourne. What would you consider your style? Would you say your classical Australian pizza is your style?
Correct. Yeah. Yep. Classical Australian, but then twist with 2 Lebanese boys. You know,
you got the Greek. Oh no, you got the souvlaki.
Yeah, for all the Greeks in the area.
Because you're an Oakleigh, of course.
But we just want to do it our way. If it tastes good, it tastes good. Our pizzas are designed. Every single item on there is pizzas we love. You know, I think you go to a place where it has a lot of menu items, and I guarantee you, the owner or whoever's made the menu doesn't love every single item. But at our shop, we've designed the menu to be great in every single front of if it's a pasta, if it's a parma, if it's the pizzas, if it's our shakes, if it's our desserts.
God,
we
you're
do
making me
a
hungry,
shout out
bro.
to a sticky date pudding.
Sticky date pudding.
How do you make? It's a Hattie's recipe. It's a sticky date pudding that we make in stores. So it's kind of our one of our like best sellers for the dessert range.
Do you reckon, as a person that's grown up around pizza, this is a controversial question,
Yes,
but
already.
do you think, yeah? You reckon pineapple on pizza?
100%. It is so good.
Okay,
It is so good.
Yeah.
We've got about 2% of the world who don't like it. It's all the Italians.
Really?
Yeah.
2%.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, how big's the Italian population?
I don't
Whatever
know.
they are, they just don't like it, and they're all upset about it. But it's alright, man. It's just pineapple and pizza.
Yeah, I
Enjoy
like
it.
I like it, man. I don't mind. I've actually grown around it. I
Nice.
used to hate it, but now it's like, oh, look, a
Yeah,
bit of
gotcha.
freshness to
The
it.
sweetness to the pizza, it's nice.
Sweet and
And
savoury.
if you don't want it, you don't have it. But you don't have to go yelling at everyone who has it.
Yeah,
Like,
I know, right?
relax.
Keep to yourself. So, what's the future of Magic Brothers Pizza, man? Where's kind of the next step without delving too deep on what you think might be a bit private? But you know, what's something that you're happy to share that the future of Magic Brothers Pizza has to offer?
I think one thing I wanted to just quickly touch on, I guess, is just like growing our community, and whether that's our customers, people that we engage with, or even our staff. I think like a big reason of my why is the people that I work with. It's to create a great environment. We couldn't be where we are without our staff members, and I think they are so important. I feel like a lot of businesses, especially a lot of people in hospo, they feel like they're not treated right.
Yep.
Like in that
It's a bit of neglect.
neglect. It's like, I'm just here to wash dishes, or
Yeah.
I'm just here to make a pizza. It's not it, man. Like with me, if you want to go work at Macca's and you want to become a number, that's fine, but not here.
I do
And
think Macca's does teach very good skills, but
Absolutely. Skills, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And I think we just want to, part of my passion is to inspire people who come and work with us. I love that. In terms of the future, we just want to get people to try our pizza. We love seeing new faces come in, trying our pizza, and we just want to grow to be the pizza shop for the area. People talk about us, people enjoy our community, people can engage. And we just love selling great freaking pizzas, man.
honestly, I'd
That's
love
kind of
nothing more. I mean, coming from, I think would have been about 8 or 9 years ago, where you actually were my basketball coach, and you were my basketball coach and all us boys for two years or so,
We won
and
2 premierships.
yeah,
Two
two
titles,
grannies, baby, 2 grannies. But I think that coming full circle and having you in today and seeing how you've really become this amazing man with an amazing moral compass and someone who's passionate about the community and love. I think you're just on the way to success, and I think that you're going to change the world, brother. So thank you for being here today, Mackie. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're on Spotify, thanks for tuning in. This will be the second episode on Spotify. And if you want to see us make this cocktail at the beginning, you can go over to YouTube and watch it there. But one last cheers.
Thank you.
Beautiful, man.
Thank you, man.